All right, we are pleased to be joined by USC Nevada, greatest family in the history of athletics, John Jackson III, making time for us at CHGO. So, for people who don't know, your grandfather, John Sr., was USC's running backs coach and their offensive coordinator for 6 years. We're talking Marcus Allen era. That's big time. And then your dad, two sports star, Bo Jackson before Bo Jackson, damn it, or better than Bo. Let's go with that. School record for receptions, school, and stolen bases before a 4-year NFL career, which of course included a stop in Chicago with the Bears for a season. And then your sister is on the USC women's soccer team, all Pac-12. You got a crowded room of Jacksons there, John.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That athletic history is significant. And by the way, thanks again for joining us.
No, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it kind of keeps you on your A game. You don't want to be the worst in the family, so that's always something to kind of put a little fire under you.
Did you fall in love with football early, or did that grow on you over time? Give me your sports journey.
I think if I fell in love with it early. So my dad kind of told me, I'll never forget this. I played basketball, football, and baseball growing up. And it came time to kind of cut one out because you're young, you run around, you play a bunch of sports. And my dad said, he goes like, look at me, how tall am I? And I was like, oh, about 6 foot. He's like, yeah, you're not going to be 6'5". So he's like, we're going to cut basketball out, and you're kind of out for that. So that was kind of like an early elimination. And then I love the game of football. I started off as a quarterback, and I just kind of fell in love with being out there. The team, the camaraderie, and kind of competing with your guys. It's always something I love doing.
At what age did you specifically go to football? Because I know that a lot of nowadays, a lot of kids are encouraged to be one sport athletes, but the more I cover college and pro sports, a common denominator I do hear is how a lot of you guys are in a lot of different sports, and I feel like that is that helps get you guys to this level, learning a lot of different skill sets.
So I became all football my freshman year of college. Going into high school, I did both, and I got my first offer in baseball. So I had a couple offers coming out of high school for baseball, but SC gave me the option to kind of do both. And at the time, I was like, dude, like I want to lock in and kind of focus on football. And it's again a sport I love, and ended up kind of making this decision for me, and decided to kind of hang up baseball and kind of lock into football my whole college career.
So, John, you lock into football, and obviously you're at USC, and you have a good friend and now teammate Caleb Williams there. What was it kind of like as you're started growing a relationship with him, and obviously that has transferred from not just your USC days, but now here with the Chicago Bears?
It's kind of funny. We the other day somebody asked us, when did you guys first start becoming close? I asked him, and he doesn't even know. But it was one of those things. I remember he got to SC, and I knew about him and heard about he was coming, and we started sitting next to each other in meeting rooms, and then just from there, just kind of meshed well together. He's definitely a guy that he'll get on me. If route's not in the right place, he's the first one to say something. So I think it really helps, having a guy, in his position to kind of give you what he expects. And a lot of times, quarterbacks are afraid to, hurt feelings or, whatever the case may be. But, he's definitely a guy who, could care less about my feelings and will definitely let me know if there's something else he needs.
Kind of give us the roadmap, John, because he's coming into SC locker room, transferring in. And I'm sure he doesn't want, he's big man on campus, but he also doesn't want to, he's got to show respect to everybody who's there. And it's sort of similar to what he's stepping into here, although this is the NFL. So it's insane talent everywhere. But how do you think he'll go about that? I mean, he's talked about, mouth shut, ears open right now as a rookie, but he's also the quarterback of the football team.
Right. I think, he kind of touched on it, kind of like what you said. Is the biggest thing for him is just from what he shared with me, and kind of what I take away is he's trying to learn, just like me. We're in there, we understand, look, we do not know all the answers. There's a lot of things that we don't know. There's a lot of things that you'll see, I mean, even guys who may not have played a ton of snaps, they probably know more than we do. So, it's something that, you can learn from everybody in the building, whether it's, a defense end or offensive tackle or, the backup quarterback. There's a lot of things that you can take away from everybody on the team. Everybody has a different experience. Everybody has a different road, and quite frankly, it's the NFL. So like everybody's there for a reason. So, you can learn from everybody. And I think that's his biggest thing is, asking a ton of questions, being okay. I mean, we show up every morning, probably about 6 a.m. and, we just sit there and meet and just ask tons and tons of questions. And I think that's the biggest thing right now, for him is just being able to, there's no such thing as a dumb question. And, a lot of people are afraid to ask it. But, I think him going in there, driving, asking questions, just really being a student is probably the biggest thing that he's focused on. And you kind of get that respect. Guys see you come in early, guys see you, you're committed to it. You kind of earn respect that way. So I think that's kind of the way he's going about it rather than, being very vocal.
You guys are getting there at 6 in the morning. Did I hear that
Yeah,
right?
he like we stay pretty close. So, we probably try to leave the hotel at 6, rolling there 6:10, 6:05, so around there.
I was pretty hungover at 6:05 yesterday. With you. Me and Steven, our producer, we were on the link yesterday, and the cart girl was getting us in trouble, John. But so when you finish your collegiate career in Nevada, you say you're best friends with Caleb Williams, getting to know him in college. How hard was that for you to leave that kind of chemistry you had with him to go to a different college to finish your career?
It was definitely a tough decision. I remember, I told him first, and he was like, "Damn, like, is there anything we could do?" And I was like, it's kind of something that I had to do. Especially SC being such a close university and such a special place to me. It made it really difficult to, just kind of get up and leave. But, I was able to maintain the relationships that I had there. And, I still close to Coach Riley, talked to him. He congratulated me on signing with the Bears. So, there's still a lot of relationships I have there. And, obviously a place that, I love dearly. And I mean, I still support to this day. Like I always say, I'm an SC fan.
Well, did you leave mainly, John, because you needed to start getting the football a little bit more? Is that accurate?
Right. Yeah, and that was kind of like the idea behind it. I played a lot of games at SC, and did a lot of different things, special team side, you know, rotating outside, inside. But I kind of wanted to go to a place where I thought I'd be able to get a ton of catches and kind of put good tape out there that I can just do more than what I was doing at SC.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the idea behind it, and you know.
So John, now that you went through your rookie mini camp, what was that like for you going from obviously that step up college to the pros and kind of getting those NFL reps? What was it like for you? What did you like that you did? Still want to work on? How did you just kind of feel about after that weekend of mini camp?
I liked it. It was a lot of fun. I learned. I think the biggest thing that I want to kind of grow on is getting the playbook, understanding not just one spot. That's the biggest thing that coach has been trying to tell me and get me to kind of accelerate on is learning both outside and inside. So you can rotate, see different coverages. For the most part, I kind of have it. I have a pretty good understanding, but there's obviously I'm a rookie. There's still a lot of things that I can iron out. As far as the speed goes, I feel like it was kind of the same in college. I was fortunate enough to play at SC for a long time, and I've seen a lot of good guys: Tyler Vaughns, Michael Pittman, Amon Ra, Drake London. All types of guys.
Yeah.
And those are all guys who I've kind of seen how the speed that they play at, and I still keep in touch with them to this day, and they kind of like help me and give me guidance on how the game works and the speed of it. So that wasn't too much of a change for me.
I
Well,
read something.
Amon Ra's the enemy now, so you got to be careful. He can be sending you misinformation.
Yeah, so that was funny. Like in Detroit, he was out there, and when Caleb got picked, he came over and was talking trash the whole night. So that was definitely something that was funny.
How'd you build a relationship with Amon Ra?
It's actually funny. I mean, besides Caleb, Amron's probably like my best friend. So we played against each other when we were like kids, like 8 years old, and throughout the whole Pop Warner scene, we all played against each other. And then we both went to Mater Dei for a year, and then when I got to SC, right the first year I got there, we were already close, so we were roommates from the back end 2 years he was there.
Okay, so you guys are roommates. You got.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like real knowledge now.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah.
That
John,
it's
so
yeah.
when you were at minicamp, what's Shane Waldron like? I think a lot of Bears fans are still trying to they're curious of what he can be like as an offensive coordinator in his first year here. What was he like kind of coaching, being there during rookie minicamp?
I really like him. He's encouraging and definitely a coach. A lot of times it's hard and overwhelming. Already as a rookie, you're in there, your eyes are huge, but
Mhm.
you to have a coach that comes in there and he comes from a lot of experience and he's been, had a couple stops around places and, the way he teaches it. And even when he pulls up clips, he's pulling up clips, not just from one player. He might pull up a clip from Devontae Adams. He might pull up a clip from, different players around the league. And that really helps him kind of see the concepts and see what other people are seeing. But I love his positivity, the fact that he's really honest and he's not giving us like a rookie pass, like he understands, there's going to be a learning curve, but at the same time, he's pushing us and trying to throwing us in the fire and kind of expecting us to, know a decent amount of the system and kind of catch on pretty fast.
Do you think he'll be able to, because just the little bit we've interacted with him, he seems like a really, really nice guy. Do you
Right.
think he can have that edge side to him to really kick you guys in gear when you need it?
Oh, 100%, 100%. He had a little he had a little moment. You kind of see coaches like flip a switch a little bit. The rookies I'll never forget. We were the cadence is a little different than the NFL in the NFL than it is in college. So college, you hear quarterbacks usually clap or say something, and there was a period where we might have a couple mess ups on the cadence. And he goes, "All right, guys, we need to lock in." And he got really stern and serious, and everybody was like, "Okay, like he definitely has that edge to him." He was kind of being nice, letting everybody like the first date, like you see a girl, she's always nice, but then there's always that moment where she can kind of flip the switch and get really serious.
That's that. Now that's a visual right there that I can relate to. W- w- what do you think you did right, John, to get the training camp invite?
I think really like pushing the knowledge of the playbook. I showed a lot and a lot. I could play different spots. I showed that I learned a lot, and then also open a lot of eyes as far as my numbers weren't the best coming out of college, and I'm aware of that, and kind of showing that I'm better than kind of what my numbers said. So I think that was probably the biggest thing coming in there. You know, knowing different spots, learning, showing that I'm willing to learn, I'm eager to learn, and then also the versatility and showing that I'm actually better than kind of the numbers that I have put up.
How much are they talking to you about special teams? I'd have to think that in
Mhm.
order for you to make this roster, you're
Right.
probably going to have an impact on special teams as well, right?
100%, 100%. And special teams is something that I've done all 4 years, even when I was starting at Nevada. I still did special teams. So I think that's the biggest thing that they're talking about, and it's the NFL. Guys, you got to add value. So I'm willing to do whatever to add value. If you can be the personal protector, I'll do it. But it's definitely something that they've talked to me. They're kind of I'm learning, I'm writing down, I'm taking notes, and I'm treating it just as serious as I am on offense. So I think it's definitely something that hopefully I can make a contribution to, and definitely something that I'll have an impact on.
You had an opportunity to talk with Peanut Tillman. He addressed the team with you,
Mm.
right? Because
Yes.
Peanut was a second round pick who ended up
Yeah.
being one of the best Bears, in my lifetime. But
Right.
every year, he wasn't just an impact player on defense; he was an impact player on special teams as
Mhm.
well. What was that message like to hear from him and getting to know Peanut a little bit?
It was really good. He kind of told us the pride that comes with being on the Bears. So he said, his biggest thing was, or my biggest takeaway from him is, you know, it's the Bears isn't just another NFL team. It's not just a regular team. You got to have a pride. Like the city has a huge amount of pride for the team, and if when you play, you got to understand like kind of like you go to some of these prestigious colleges, like it's yeah, it's another college, but there's definitely a level of pride and meaning that it has to have. So like every time you step out on the field, you got to understand like you're playing for something a lot bigger than you're just you. Definitely the last name on your back, but also the organization as a whole. It's a serious organization and a very prideful fan base. So that's definitely something that he told us to focus in on. He said ask a bunch of questions, understand that you guys do not know all the answers, and he said work hard every day. You got to understand every day's a new day. So even if you have a great day on Monday, you got to have another great day on Tuesday.
John, obviously being at rookie minicamp, you also had a chance to meet and play alongside Rome Odunze. What is he like as a teammate, as a player on the field? What have you seen from him so far at the wide receiver position?
Rome's great. I was fortunate enough during the kind of pro day combine training to train with him a little bit. He's a great receiver, great person, even better person. You would think kind of the way like growing up watching him, like because I pay attention. I've seen him play, and before I met him, I thought the guy would have like I didn't think he'd be as nice of a guy as he is. Rome's probably one of the nicest guys I've ever met. So. Um, Humble kid, willing to work, and he's also part of our little group that we got going on right now. So I think he'll have a lot of success, and I'm really excited to see what he can do.
So let's do one more on Caleb, John. Why do you, knowing him the way you do, why do you think he's going to be successful in the NFL?
I think knowing him, probably like the biggest thing is his goals won't let him not be a success, if that makes sense. He has high expectations for himself, and I think the goals and what he's trying to chase, and I'll leave that for him to kind of say, but I do know he wants a Super Bowl. So, and he's willing to put in. He wants Super Bowls. I'll say that he wants more than one. And him knowing that that's what he wants, and knowing talking to the people that have them right now and kind of what it takes, I think it forces him to work even harder. So you can say one thing, but if you don't back it up, then it's nothing. So, like I said, he wants Super Bowl. So coming in at 6 a.m. is many people are like, dude, what are you doing? Like, get some sleep. Da da da. To him, it doesn't matter. Like it's goals you have. And just like trying to learn from everybody. It's something that I tag along with him. And you got goals. You can't just get them by hoping and praying. Obviously that's a big thing, but I think the work that he puts in will make him a success no matter no matter what ends up happening.
Well, the schedule came out on Thursday, and I picked you guys to win 13 games. So do I need to chill the hell out?
No, 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 no. Trust me, he wants to win them all. He's already right when it came out, he kind of talked me through it, but he wants to win them all, and it's definitely something that I think is possible.
I guess I'll bump you guys up to 14 wins. I'll take it.
He'll have it 17-0 before the end of this interview, John. Hey, just real quick, I'm just curious, like, just for your own journey here. It's cool that you're friends with Caleb, but that aside, you want to make it here with the Bears or wherever in the NFL.
Right.
And I'm assuming that a lot of this comes down to the family bloodlines here being so strong. Like, how do they help you? Any stories that you can relay of a guy who, your dad being in the NFL, playing with the Bears, that helped, push you to have the belief, the work ethic, along with your skill set that you could get here?
I think the biggest thing is, one thing my dad said is don't don't look at situations. A lot of times, you look at somebody, oh well, he was this, he was that. This guy did this, this guy did that. He said to stay away from that. He's like, run your own race. He's like, understand, like you work hard enough. The amount of work that you put in, and it'll show. There'll be a situation, kind of, you'll find out what happens. And I think the biggest thing he said is do everything, work hard, show up every day like you don't have a job. And quite frankly, if we're being realistic, that's the truth. I don't have a job right now, so that's definitely the mindset that my dad kind of tells me, and show up every day. And he's like, you do that. He's like, but we'll be in a different position a year from now. So I'm excited.
So give us the lowdown here in the locker room, as in terms of because you said you got your little circle forming here with Rome and
Right.
Caleb and some other guys, and this claw, the bear claw that, Caleb's fired off here is kind of taking Bears Nation by storm. So, like, is everybody in the locker room down with the bear claw? Or is it just a young guy thing and the veterans are making fun of the young guys for this? Like, how's the bear claw being embraced in the locker room?
I to be honest, I don't know. Like, I don't know if guys are joking about it or not. He did it. He did it, just messing around. I don't even think like he tried to, like, he didn't plan it. Like, it wasn't like something like he's like, oh, like this is gonna be a thing. It just happened one day. And then I remember like the day before the draft, he's like, does Bears have like a symbol? And I was like, I don't think so. Then he said, how funny would it be? At first it was like two hands. And he's like, if I just went up there and just went like that, I was like, oh, like that. I was like, don't do that. Like you get clowned. And then he just naturally he ended up doing it. And then like people posted it, and then obviously he has social media, and he's like, dang, like I might have started a thing.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean, Bears fans, the majority of them are taken by storm, and then there's like 10% that are crying about it. So we're trying to figure out how the locker room, like, we're all for it here. We like
I don't
having
know, like,
fun
I feel
at
like
CHGO.
I don't know, like at first I feel like guys did it as like a joke, just because like, oh, like that's what he did, like the fact that it's becoming such a thing. But then now it's like, you start to see like even after rookie minicamp they did it, and it's like, okay, like this is starting to become like kind of like a serious thing. Guys would kind of mess around with it, but it'd be exciting to see like what happens to it. I told him like that, that'd be kind of crazy, like that you inventing a signal if it actually like ends up catching on. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Well, there's a guy when you guys come running out the tunnel. There's a guy that's always right there in the tunnel. His name's Don Wachter, the Bear Man, and he is dressed in full bear regalia. I don't know if you've ever seen him because I know your dad played for the Bears in '96.
Yeah.
He was at the games in '96. He's been going to games since the 1982. Like, he doesn't miss a home game. So we're gonna have to get Don the Bear Man and Caleb, united, because those two guys are definitely gonna, be the ones to lead the charge here on the Bear Claw.
And John, I don't want to be weird, but I was out to dinner, and I'm sitting there at Chipotle, and I see Caleb walk up with his people, and they're walking in to have dinner next door. So I walked in just because I got to be a journalist here, but then I was like, oh, he's having dinner. I want to bug him, but I gave him the claw, John, and he clawed me back. So I feel like I think it's the start of a good relationship right there, right? I mean, me and you and Caleb, we could be best friends one of these days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all you got to do is learn how to play Monopoly Go, and then you'll definitely hop in the crew. That's the game that we play everywhere. I mean, we take it to dinner, we take it to airports. I mean, we just got Keenan Allen. He started playing with us, when we're studying sometimes, and it gets competitive. So you just got to learn how to play Monopoly Go, and you'll be a part of the crew.
I mean, how long are you guys playing though? For Monopoly doesn't Monopoly take hours sometimes? I mean,
no, like Monopoly Go's like it's like a card game. It's like faster. It's kind of the same concept. And I mean, it takes each game is probably about like 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. There's a lot of trash talk. Now, before, if you ask Caleb about it, he's gonna say he's beating everybody like by 50 wins. I haven't played 50 games, so we gotta put context before he even puts out that narrative. I kind of want to say my side. He has 50 wins, but I haven't played 50 times, so I can't have 50 wins.
Right. See, I'm nasty at hearts. I'm nasty at gin. I don't know Monopoly Go, but I'm on it. I'll start working, and we'll see. We'll see if I can compete. That's the plan.
Get hooked on it. You'll get hooked on it.
Well, hey John, thanks so much for making time with us. We appreciate it. Best of luck. Love your journey. Love what you said about the numbers. Opportunities, you never know where they're going to come. Seems like you keep on putting it out there. So hopefully it'll turn up great for you, my friend. Either way, it already has.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, just be careful if you see Carm at a restaurant. He might try to claw you. I don't know what that
means. I mean, I might need to reach out to you guys and use some restaurant recommendations. We're going to start. That's one thing that we do. We always hop around restaurants. So we're gonna start really.
Well, hey, if you want to hit up Wrigley Field, let me know. We'll get you to a game.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
definitely.
you're right about the Rex. I'm not going to throw under the bus where he was at, but he can do better than that scene. So I got some spots for you.
Okay, definitely. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks, John.
All right, John.
Appreciate it.
We all silly like the mayor.